I don't know what you had in mind, but here we stand on opposing sides. Let's go to war. Let's go to war! We arm ourselves with the wrongs we've done, name them off one by one. Let's go to war. Let's go to war! Everything you say, everything you do, you push it in, and you cut me down, and you cut me down. Screaming at the ones we love, like we forgot who we can trust. Screaming at the top of our lungs, on the grounds where we feel safe. Do we feel safe? Do we feel safe? Hush, my baby, make no sound. Maybe we can wait each other out. It's a cold war. Let's go to war! With every settled score, I thought that fighting with meant fighting for. But you're turning around. But you're turning around. Screaming at the ones we love, like we forgot who we can trust. Screaming at the top of our lungs, on the grounds where we feel safe. Screaming at the ones we love, like we forgot who we can trust. Screaming at the top of our lungs, on the grounds where we feel safe. Do we feel safe? Do we feel safe? Do we feel safe? Do we censor? Do we flow? Are we drunk on the chemicals? Every feeling in my bones tells me to lash out and tell you to fuck off. You cut my heart and I got your soul, but are we better off alone? With every battle we lose a little more. Remember everything that we died for. You are everything that I died for. Screaming at the ones we love, like we forgot who we can trust. Screaming at the top of our lungs, on the grounds where we feel safe. Screaming at the ones we love, like we forgot who we can trust. Screaming at the top of our lungs, on the grounds where we feel safe. Do we feel safe? 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 Do you feel safe?
Hey everyone, Shabbymania here, and the time has finally arrived. The first episode of Shabbymania. We've got 5 of these planned out over the next 5 days for you. Of course, starting off here with Shabbymania's Mayhem live from New Orleans, Louisiana. So then tonight we are going to start things off with Stone Cold Steve Austin taking on Goldberg. And here we go then. So, let's just fill you in if you didn't know already. This Shabbymania Mayhem is our big finale of the Mayhem part of SWE. But we are going to have one more show after this, of course. It is going to be the Rumble, where the top 30 guys that do not currently hold a position on Mayhem will compete, and the winner will guarantee themselves some Mayhem for next season. that will be some point next week. But today, of course, we're going to have 2 videos for you. This is the first one. It is going to contain the first 5 matches of Shabbymania Mayhem. And then we'll have one uploaded in a couple of hours as well, which will... Oh my god, I forgot about the arena. Yeah, I was a little bit drunk when I made this. I don't know if I like it or not. It's another one of those... Well, it's something different, isn't it? I've gone black and white to stay colour neutral. Yeah, I forgot about the stars. Okay, it don't matter. It looks fine. It looks fine. We can deal with this. We can deal with this. It looks a little bit... I don't know. It's fine. Yeah, what was I saying? Yeah, 5 matches for you in this video, then 5 matches for you in the second video. And by then we will know all the champions that will finish SWE Season 2's Mayhem off as champions. And they, of course, will be guaranteed a place on Mayhem for next year. But this match here, this is an interesting one. Not as much as it seems on paper. There's a lot up for grabs in this match. Of course, both these guys desperate for ranking points. Of course, this is Shabbymania, so we are going to give them a triple ranking points for every match here. So this is worth 15 points, this one. However, it's not just the ranking points. There's pride involved in this one as well. 2 top guys here in SWE that have not had the best of times so far on Mayhem. This is their big chance to prove what they can do. It's not just the ranking points, it's not just the pride. You've also got the old WWE versus WCW feud from the late 90s as well. But it's not just that. The winner of this match will be added to our main event this evening and join Matanza Cueto and Seth Rollins in a triple threat match to fight it out for the Mayhem Championship. So both these guys desperate to get themselves into that championship match. And from not having a very good Mayhem at all, they could end up leaving here with the Mayhem Championship and guarantee themselves a spot on the Mayhem roster for next year. Now, that for people that are on the 2K18 game already, that's not a problem. But for created wrestlers, guaranteeing yourself a place on the roster is very important, because there could be some people that never turn back up in 2K18. There could be some cores who never get another opportunity, and the only way they can guarantee themselves that position next year is going to be either by holding a championship or by winning the Rumble next week. So, of course, Shabbymanias will be uploaded 1 per day, hopefully, if I can pull it off. It's a hell of a lot of recording. Considering I've been doing 1 video every 2 days, to go to doing 2 videos every day is going to be a bit of a hectic one for me. But yeah, we can get through it, I'm sure we can. So today, of course, Friday is Mayhem. Tomorrow is going to be Octane. Sunday is going to be Throwdown. Monday, Adrenaline. Tuesday, Carnage. Oh my god, that ring is really garish, isn't it? And, and then, of course, we will have the 5 Rumbles as well. I don't know, I think it's alright. It's a bit starry, isn't it? Let's face it. It is a bit starry. I don't know why I've gone for that. I wanted to go black and white. I definitely want to go black and white just to try and stay colour neutral so we can use the same arena for the whole week. But at the same time, it's a little bit garish, isn't it? I'm sure by the end of the week I'm going to really like this arena. And I'm sure you guys are going to... I don't know, what do you think about it? I'm still a little bit undecided. I'm not sure if I like it or not. It's got that sort of WrestleMania-esque feel to it. Maybe a bit more WCW style, because they're a bit more aesthetic with their rings, weren't they, WCW? I think it's alright. It does the trick, doesn't it? So Goldberg and Austin in the ring. The winner joins Matanza Cueto and Seth Rollins in that main event. I don't know if that's a good thing for Seth or not. Of course, he won the #1 contendership match a few weeks back, defeating Finn Balor and Michi Marufuji, which now gives him that shot at Matanza Cueto. However, you've got to feel like it'd be best for Seth to have somebody else in that match, because Matanza Cueto so far has been absolutely indestructible. He's not yet lost a single match in SWE. He's been here the whole of Season 2 and he's not lost a single match. So it's pretty crazy, really, in all fairness. Pretty crazy. As Goldberg taking this match to the outside. Not quite sure what a draw would mean here. Either both of them would make it into the main event, or neither of them will make it. I'd probably say both is probably the best bet, but... knee in the gut there by Austin. And a big knee strike across the face as well. Goldberg taking Austin up into a pump handle gutbuster. A little bit worried because when they get in this corner situation, it's very difficult to get people back in the ring. And there's a risk of double countouts because you can see what's happening here. Goldberg's going to throw Austin straight into the... Nope. He's going to throw him over there. Goldberg, don't give us a dodgy finish in the opening match of the night, please. No, he doesn't. They're both back in the ring on a 9 count. They cut it so close on this game. So close. I think it's going to be better on 2K18 because they do have the new carry mechanic. So it should be better, I think. But you never... Well, I hope it's going to be better anyway. You never quite know, do you? It's a 2 count. Yeah, until we get a chance to look at it, because they've given us very little detail still about the game. We know the roster, which is great. We know loosely the match types. We know a little bit about my career. We don't know anything about the universe mode yet. We know there's been improvements in the universe mode where storylines are not rigid to 4 weeks and so forth now, but apart from that, we're still pretty limited on knowledge. What else do we... There's just stuff I would like to know. There was, like, what's the DLC going to be as well? That'd be interesting, because that way we can free up a few more core slots, I suppose. Yeah, I just want to have more detail on what's going to happen. Austin trying to bring Goldberg back up, but Goldberg taking Austin down. Goldberg now taking Austin up. Into a powerbomb. Oh, right into the corner. Austin pinned back so viciously. Oh, Austin kicks out, but how much was behind that? That looked brutal, that powerbomb in the corner. Goldberg now launching Austin with the alley-oop style suplex. And our boot right in the chest as well. Goldberg bringing Austin back up to his feet. Into the turnbuckle he goes. Goldberg hoisting Austin up. Goldberg got planned here. Oh, he's hooked Austin up, looking for a fall-away slam from the middle rope. Oh my god. Austin flew the entirety of the ring. There's the pin. Only a 2 count. Referee slapping the back of the heels of Goldberg during that pin. It's interesting. Goldberg then just twisting the head of Austin. So, matches this evening for you. I think we know most of them, don't we? But straight after this one, we are going to have the Tag Team Championship match. It's going to be the Legion of Doom versus the Hardy Boys. And at the end of that match, we'll know our first people guaranteed to be on Mayhem next year. I keep saying next year. For the next game, it's literally going to be in a couple of weeks. Oh, Austin here lining up Goldberg. Whoa, Austin taking Goldberg up. Stone Cold Steve Austin has just jackhammered Goldberg. 1, 2. Oh, Goldberg kicked out. Wow, Austin trying to add insult to injury by using Goldberg's own finish maneuver against him. But Goldberg had the whereabouts of him just to kick out on the brink of 3. So after the Hardys vs Legion of Doom, we are going to have the Radicalz, Benoit, Malenko and Perry Saturn taking on the team of course, the Club and Finn Balor. Then we're going to see Eddie Guerrero taking on Rey Mysterio one-on-one. Before finishing off this first video with Sting defending his television championship against both Jake Roberts and Chris Jericho. Pin here by Goldberg. 2, only a 2 count. Then in video number 2, we're going to start things off with Aleister Black taking on Sami Callihan and Michael Elgin in a triple threat match. We're then going to see Sasha Banks defending her Mayhem Women's Championship against Cherry Bomb. We have got David Richards versus Eddie Edwards in a grudge match as Goldberg spears Stone Cold Steve Austin. Does not go for the pin though. Does not go for the pin. So after the Richards-Edwards match, we're going to see Hollywood Hulk Hogan. Well, not Hollywood. Hulk Hogan and the Macho Man Randy Savage taking on John Cena and Brock Lesnar. As sort of mega powers of old versus a mega powers of new. And then, of course, finishing the night off with the winner of this match, which could be Goldberg here with the jackhammer. Austin's busted open as well, too. And no, Austin's kicked out as well. Holy guacamole. And then into your main event, then Matanza Cueto defending his Mayhem Championship against Seth Rollins. And the winner of this match, but whoever wins this match, is not going to be in a great condition at this point in time, are they? Austin's busted open, taking a spear and a jackhammer. Goldberg struggling as well. He's taking a jackhammer. I can't believe still Austin jackhammered Goldberg. That was incredible. It really was. Austin trying to bring Goldberg back up, but Goldberg fighting back with the uppercut, and Austin sending Goldberg over the top and dropping him to the outside. Is Austin trying to win this by count out now? Nope, he's going to continue the assault here on Goldberg. I don't like it when they go to the outside. There's just that risk of a double count out again. But if it is a double count out, I feel like at this point both guys probably should be involved in that main event, but we'll see what happens as Austin taking Goldberg up, looking for a powerbomb, but Goldberg reversed into an X Factor. Goldberg sending Austin into the barricade. Now dropping him snake eyes in that barricade as well. And Austin has been busted open. Takes a few more headshots. It's just going to continue to open that wound up and lead to more blood loss. And of course, the more blood that Austin loses, the more difficult it's going to become for him to do the simpler things as Goldberg slides back in the ring. Now, can Austin get back up for the 10 count? Referee's giving Austin a bit of time here. Referee's giving Goldberg a lot of time, Austin a lot of time here. Referee's decided not to count his... Oh, referee. Goldberg is not happy with that at all. The referee there has just kept Austin in this match. He doesn't want this match to end by count out, and neither do I. So the referee decided not to count Austin there while he was grounded. It's a debatable maneuver, but for the integrity of this match and the integrity of this show, I'm pleased with what the referee's done there. 5 count then by the referee now. As the fight still continues on the outside, up to a 6, and Austin throws Goldberg back into the ring. Austin joins him. Austin bringing Goldberg back up to his feet. There's the Fez press and raining the right hand in the face of Goldberg, who's busted open now as well. Well, our medic's going to have a bit of a job to do later on tonight, aren't they? A fair few stitches going to be on the go. That was low, that was Austin. That looked very testicular, that kick. Goldberg now with a pin on Austin. These two guys so desperate for the big ranking points. The main event position here this evening and the pride that comes with it as well. Of course, 15 points to win in this match. But then if you go on to win the main event as well, that's even more ranking points. That gives you another... It'll give you another 30, of course, because it's a pay-per-view. And it's a triple threat match. And not only that, winning the championship gives you another chunk as well. So whoever wins this match will probably end up being the top of the rankings for Mayhem straight off the bat. Well, I know whoever wins the main event here this evening probably will be anyway. Austin, Stone Cold Stunner on Goldberg. There's the pin by Austin. 1, 2... No! Goldberg's kicked out again! Holy crap! How on earth? What an incredible match to start off Shabbymania. That is all I've got to say. What an incredible match to start off Shabbymania. If this is the quality we've got to look forward to for the rest of the week, then we are going to be in a very good place. Goldberg fighting back with a right hand on Austin. Austin drops like a sack of spuds. Pin now by Goldberg. 1, 2. Well, that must have been some punch that to keep Austin down for a 2. Or is it just the combination of all the moves together so far? Austin now bringing Goldberg to a seated base and a boot right in the spine. And again, Austin bringing Goldberg back up, head scissors. Austin now bringing Goldberg back up to his feet once again. Another Fez press, middle of the ring. Surely, eventually, it's going to have to be enough to keep Goldberg down. There's the pin. 1. Look at the blood from Goldberg's forehead. And finally, Austin does come up this match victorious. Austin will be in our main event here this evening, joining Matanza Cueto and Seth Rollins to fight it out for the Mayhem Championship. But what a way to start off Shabbymania. If this is the quality we've got to look forward to for the rest of the week, then this is going to be some very easy viewing for us all. This is really good. Really, really good. This has got top playlist written all over it, this one, I think. And Austin gets 15 ranking points here. So it's going to give him a good stead into next year's Universe mode. I keep saying next year. It's literally going to be out in 3 weeks. 2 weeks. Yeah, 2 weeks, isn't it? So it's not next year's, it's 2 weeks times Universe mode. If we can get the draft done, that is. So Stone Cold Steve Austin is victorious here. He will go on to the main event of video number 2 to join Matanza Cueto and Seth Rollins to fight out for that Mayhem Championship. Can he do a Daniel Bryan and do it? It's a hell of an ask, especially with the watches gone through here at the moment and the blood streaming from his forehead. It's going to be a hell of an ask for Austin to win that one. But who knows? Weirder things have happened in the world of SWE. Much weirder things. Incredibly weird things, actually, in SWE. It's been an amazing season, hasn't it, really? And let's finish off with a bang. And here we go, then. Our next match of the evening is going to be our first championship match. It's the Mayhem Championship on the line. The Hardy Boys have held the belts the whole way through Season 2. The Legion of Doom made their debut a few weeks back in a #1 contendership match, won that match, and now they take on the Hardys in an attempt to take those belts away from them. And here we go. So in this match, we will know who is going to be the first people guaranteed a spot on Mayhem for WWE 2K18's Universe mode. Will it be the current tag team champions, the Hardy Boys, or will it be these guys, the Legion of Doom, literally debuted a few weeks back? PJ Toby didn't think there was enough strength in his tag team division, thought the Hardys had dominated SWE Season 2 so much that he had to go outside to get himself some competition. And here they are, the Legion of Doom. And of course, these two guys I'm pretty sure are going to be involved in 2K18 either way, especially with the introduction of Paul Ellering. Which means probably what we'll do is we'll have Paul Ellering managing both the Legion of Doom and the Authors of Pain. Probably on separate brands. Just pretty cool. Might as well use him, mightn't we? Might as well use him. Yeah, so this is going to be an interesting one. The Legion of Doom obviously came in and won a #1 contendership match against the American Wolves, which wasn't necessarily a very difficult task at that point in time because the Wolves were on the brink, and that was the match where they split. So Legion of Doom really were given a gift, really, in that match. However, it's still a difficult match for them, really, and they are tag team legends, really, in WWE, and it's a bit of a surprise to me how they're not on this game, really. And they were on a game a few years back, and for some reason they got taken off. Demolition got taken off as well, but I think that's more to do with Demolition. Weren't they part of the concussion claim against WWE? That's why Demolition were taken off the game anyway. So yeah, it's going to be a really interesting match, this one. The Hardy Boys won the belts a week after their debut on Season 1 of SWE. So they've had the belts now for a hell of a long time. Hell of a long time, actually. That's what it's for then, the Mayhem Tag Team Championships. How long have they had the belts for? I'm looking on the old blogger now, right. Mayhem Tag Team roster with rankings. Right, that's not... I'm looking at the completely wrong screen here. Your challengers, Road Warrior Animal and Road Warrior Hawk. Right, Mayhem Tag Team Championship history, that's what I'm looking for. Right, so the Hardy Boys won it on... Huh. Is that right? No, yeah, no, that's fine, yeah. The Hardy Boys won the belts on month 2, week 2 of the SWE Season 1. So I'm gonna have to figure out how long Season 1 was. I think Season 1 was 3 months, wasn't it? Was it 2 months? I think it was 3 months, Season 1. Which means they got through... It was a month. Okay, there was 1 month and one... I've got it on here. 1 month, 1 week. Okay. So 1 month, 1 week was in Season 1. And then they've got through about 3 in-game months here as well. So they've held these belts for about 4.5 months, which is incredibly impressive. I don't think... Well, they're quite easily our longest serving champions in SWE, and I think our longest serving champions ever in SWE. So they are really impressive, and yeah, it'd be interesting to see what happens here, because I don't know if they've faced anyone quite at this level as the Legion of Doom yet, so it'd be interesting to see if they can pull this one off. As Broken Matt making a tag early on into his brother Jeff Hardy. Now you can only imagine these two guys have got to be DLC. They probably were debuted early enough to be in the game, but you know what 2K are like. You know what Ukes are like. If they can squeeze some extra money out of us by making these people DLC rather than on the game, then that's what they'll do, because they're con artists like that. They really are. Now don't get me wrong, I brought the special edition of the game anyway, so it's not going to affect me at all. But still, it's a con, isn't it, really, how they do it. Animal now dropping a boot right in the back of the arm of Jeff Hardy. Jeff Hardy? Went Australian there for a second. Dropping a leg drop as well. And Road Warrior Animal looking very strong here. So yeah, like I said, Paul Ellering will manage these two in the next Universe mode, I think. Be pretty cool. Nice running shoulder block there by Animal into the pin early on. 1, 2, only a 2 count, but it's a 2 count very early on, and Matt looked pretty worried there. Animal now continuing the assault with that pinch on the shoulder. Really wrenching that shoulder now, and I tell you what, I don't think I've seen anyone in a very long time dominate the Hardy Boys like Legion of Doom are right here. Animal's been in full control of Matt Hardy, then after the tag was made, Animal now in full control of Jeff as well. Big elbow right in the back of the head of Jeff Hardy. And I think Animal was going to go for the tag then, but he looks like he changed his decision. Maybe not the right idea though, as Jeff catches him with a boot in the face, and Animal just forced him away. Look at the strength that Animal has. Animal taking Jeff up into a vertical suplex. Wow. The Hardys are really struggling here. Really struggling. Running shoulder block once again by Animal. There's the pin once again. 1, 2, and again, Matt has to come in to help break that one up. And I don't know if Jeff was going to kick out of that, you know, himself. As Animal now stalking Jeff. This has got a feel of TNA over it when Sting came out and Jeff was hammered. 1, 2, and again, Matt able to break it up. You remember that match in TNA where Jeff came out absolutely hammered and Sting had to squash him? That's exactly what this feels like right now. As Animal is just demolishing Jeff again. Another running sit-out powerbomb. 1, 2, and again it's broken up by Matt. Hawk's pathfinding there was awful. But Jeff is in serious trouble. He's taken a lot of damage so far by Animal. And again, as soon as he tries to get any offense, Animal just catches him out. Running, spinning, neckbreaker. Animal now just pinching the Hawk of Jeff. Pinching the Hawk? Pinching the shoulder of Jeff Hardy. And what? Jeff tapped out. Wow. Wow. This is such a fall from grace for the Hardy Boys. They got absolutely destroyed in this match. Absolutely destroyed. Look, 2 running sit-out powerbombs by Animal, which Matt only just broke up, and there's the second running sit-out power. I can only imagine that damage must have been done to the neck and shoulder of Jeff, and with that spinning neckbreaker as well, it's very possible, but I've never seen anyone kick out to this claw, or tap out this claw before. But obviously the damage must have been done to the back, the shoulders and the neck of Jeff Hardy. It's enough to force Jeff to tap out. We've got brand new tag team champions for you. Wow. So not only brand new tag team champions, but we now know that the Legion of Doom are guaranteed a place on Mayhem for WWE 2K18's Universe Mode, alongside, of course, Paul Ellering, and these two guys will start off as champions in that brand as well. So, we're at that point now, we're starting to guarantee people on the roster. Wow. Animal and Hawk, the Road Warriors, the Legion of Doom, whatever you want to call them, are your brand new tag team champions here. We have our first title change of the evening at Mayhem. And is this going to be the first? Or is it going to be the last? That's a strange sentence, wasn't it? Cut! And here is our next match of the evening. We're going to have an attempt at a 6-man tag. It might work, it might not, but let's give it a go. It's going to be the Radicalz, Chris Benoit, Dean Malenko and Perry Saturn taking on the Club, Luke Gallows, Carl Anderson alongside Mr. Finn Balor. And here we go. This should be interesting. Let's see if the Radicalz entrance works. So far, every time I've done the Radicalz, their entrance has not worked. Benoit seems to disappear during entrances, which is what WWE would have you believe has happened. Oh my god, it works. It actually works. Perry Saturn, Dean Malenko and Chris Benoit make their entrance then. There's a first time for everything, isn't there? First time for everything. So of course these three guys only debuted about a month or two ago now then, I suppose. About 6 weeks maybe in the middle. Of course coming into Mayhem when Carnage split away and created their own brand, that allowed a lot of new cores for both myself and PJ Toby because of the hardcore wrestlers moving away. And that was a real opening point, I think, because that allowed us to really take a step back and realise what we did wrong in the draft and fill in the gaps in the roster that we thought we had. But this year I feel like that's not going to be a major problem because we have what I personally have been planning the next draft for the last 6 months. I've been putting people down that I want to have in mind. I'm sort of happy in my mind that I know roughly what I want to go down in each brand. I don't know exactly the 60 or 70 people that are going to be in my rosters, but I know roughly what I want style-wise and a theme of each roster, so I think we're looking pretty good. So I don't think we're going to have any problems with people struggling with rosters, and I think it's going to be a bit more even this time with, of course, all the brands having champions and so forth. So Chris Benoit there, Malenko in the middle, Perry Saturn on the right, and like I said, they're going to be taking on these two guys, of course, when they pop up. I thought I played that really well then. They'll be facing these two guys, of course. There we go. I'll settle for it this time. Gallows and Anderson alongside, of course, Mr. Finn Balor. We've got for you the Club. Now, still unsure what we're going to be doing long-term wise with these guys. Whether we keep with Balor, Anderson and Gallows. Whether we go with AJ, Anderson and Gallows. Whether we have Finn separate, AJ separate and Gallows and Anderson are separate as well. There's a lot of different lines we could go down with this situation, really. Potential for just sticking a Bullet Club logo on the back of Balor's jacket is there. Maybe we can just have a Balor Club on this brand instead. It's a tricky one. There's lots of different ideas and things we could go down. So it's going to be interesting to see which way we have to go down eventually, I suppose. So Carl Anderson, Luke Gallows and Finn Balor. Now, I'm going to mention it again. I've mentioned it in quite a lot of my recent videos. Finn being split into two separate characters for me is just still confusing me. I understand that both characters are different, but at the same time, the idea of Finn is for him to use this standard attire normally, and then when it comes to a big match at a pay-per-view, he changes into the Demon. However, you then no longer take your momentum or your feud into a pay-per-view if you change character, so it's an iffy one. It is an iffy one, but we'll get by. And there we go, the running Fez press straight away by Luke Gallows on Chris Benoit. Now Gallows pinching the shoulder of Benoit. Yeah, you need to get in the ring because, yeah, everyone knows that got a tap out in the last match somehow. So let's make sure it doesn't get another tap out, eh? Now 6-man tag matches are quite historically in this game very up and down. One of the first matches I think I ever did on 2K16 was Adam Cole and the Young Bucks. No, it wasn't. No, I'll take that back. Kenny Omega and the Young Bucks versus Adam Cole, Matt Taven and Mike Bennett. It might have been. Was that Kingdom, wasn't it? Yeah. So that was one of the first matches I ever did, and that match lasted well over an hour with no luck. And I gave up on that one eventually. I don't think that was ever uploaded, that, because literally I think I just deleted it because I got annoyed with it. As I do, you know. So, yeah, it's been a bit up and down. We did have a half-decent one on a Octane pay-per-view a few months back. We had we had the Elite versus the New Day, and I'm hoping on 2K18 these multi-man matches work a lot better, because with the introduction of 8-man tag matches, it just if they don't work very well with AI, I'm going to be really frustrated. And they have to work. They have to have good AI, right? Because if you're in that match, you're only controlling one person. So you have to have good AI for that to work. Because there's 7 other people in that match that could backfire you. So, yeah, hopefully the AI has been primed and they wouldn't have these multi-person matches unless they had it right AI-wise. Because that's probably one of the reasons why they haven't had 8-man matches before. But it's going to be really interesting as well. Because it's going to allow us the chance to do 8-man battle royals and 8-man ladder matches and all that sort of stuff as well. So it does open up a lot of new avenues for us on 2K18, as long as the AI works, of course. As Benoit already lining up, Carl Anderson locks him in the crippler crossface, but Finn Balor was there to break it up straight away. And Chris Benoit showing that he is not being paid by the hour here this evening. He wants to get things done, get out of here. And of course, a lot of ranking points here for you as well. There is 15 ranking points per person available for the winners here this evening. But there is also, of course, 5 points down for the losers. And of course, not only that's that, we've also got a good amount of points. Of course, because it's a Shabbymania, I've already announced earlier on, Shabbymania is worth triple points in every match. So, and I'll do something special for the winner as well, the main event, because the main event's even bigger, of course. So, of course, tag team-wise as well, this is worth 30 points, the winning tag team. And I am classing this as the club versus the Radicalz, even though it's a 6-man rather than a normal tag team match. So a win here would really push the ranking points up of these teams, and they'd be in a really strong position moving forward into 2K18. Jawbreaker there by Perry Saturn, slamming Carl Anderson into the turnbuckle. Anderson fighting back with the elbow, looking for that neck breaker, and hits it. Lovely neck breaker. And Carl Anderson bringing Luke Gallows back into the ring. I'm getting used to Luke Gallows now. I've known him a long time as Doc Gallows, and I just kept getting confused with that. And that's one of the things I struggle with my commentary, is using the correct name. Drew McIntyre, Drew Galloway has always been one. John Morrison, Johnny Mundo, Johnny Impact, John Hennigan, that's always a confusing one as well. Johnny Impact has got to be one of the worst wrestling names I think I've ever heard. My name's Johnny Impact. He sounds like a children's TV program, doesn't it? Oh, nice gutbuster there by Luke Gallows. Nice elbow drop again by Gallows. And in comes Finn Balor. Where's Finn? I always get confused. Finn Balor's from the Republic of Ireland, isn't he? That's right, isn't it? Finn Balor. Finn Balor. Oh god, I've got that completely wrong, haven't I? So I was trying to type stuff in and it went, right, Finn Balor. I'm sure he's Republic of Ireland, isn't he? Yep, he is from... He's an Irish, yeah, he's from Republic of Ireland, which means that Finn Balor is not eligible to win the United Kingdom trophy then. The United Kingdom Championship even. Because Ireland is not part of the United Kingdom. I believe. I haven't got that wrong, have I? No, that's right, isn't it? Yeah, because I've... Yeah, people have taken the mick out of me before for getting this stuff wrong. I'm not going to get this wrong again. I'm not getting this wrong again. Republic of Ireland, the sovereign state, la 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 la. Oh wow. It's not part of the United Kingdom, is it? It's got independence from the United Kingdom in 1973. Is that right? Or 1919? I don't know. It's not in the United Kingdom. They got independence from the United Kingdom years ago. So that gives us some idea then. Although I might just ignore that and put in part of the United Kingdom Championship anyway. I don't know. Even if we're going to have the United Kingdom Championship, I don't know what's going on at the moment championship-wise. I think once we know who's going to be on each roster, and we can start to plan out what we're going to do championship-wise, tournament-wise, one-off special-wise, all that sort of stuff that we've been doing before. Nice sit-out scoop slam there by Finn Balor, now bringing Dean Malenko back up to his feet into a code breaker. And the 8-man tag matches work really well if we want to do some sort of Survivor Series. There's the coup de grace by Finn Balor. Anderson, you need to pay attention. You need to get across and block him off. Oh, why? Why, Gallows? Why did you take out the referee? Oh, that would have been a really good ending to the match. That would have been. Bloody 6-man tags, eh? Bloody 6-man tags. PJ Tucker wanted 2 6-man tags in this match, in this show, and I told him no. So bugger off, mate. We'll be lucky to get one of them work, let alone 2 of them. Nice running boot right to the face there by Carl Anderson. There's the pin. Don't take out the referee. Oh, it's only a 2 count. But Gallows and Balor were across there very quick to break things up. Carl Anderson now lines up. Dean Malenko in with the ace crusher. Referee count it. 1, 2, and 3. And Finn Balor and the club pick up a big victory. Oh my god, a 6-man tag match worked pretty well actually. Finn Balor and the club pick up a victory then over the Radicalz here on Mayhem's Shabbymania. That is going to mean 15 ranking points each for, of course, Finn Balor, Luke Gallows and Carl Anderson, as well as, of course, 30 points for the club as a tag team. That's big. That is big. The Radicalz are going to lose 5 points each, unfortunately for them. They never really got a lot of points in this universe mode so far anyway, of course, because of joining quite late in. So it's not a huge amount for them. They have won quite a few matches they came in, so I think they're still going to be over 100 by the time this universe mode finishes. But they're still in a very good position. And this is a really big win here for Finn Balor, Gallows and Anderson. And maybe they've made our decision for us. What do you think? Okay, this is your decision, right? You guys are the viewers. Do you want to see in the draft AJ go single, Balor go single, and Anderson and Gallows as a team? Do you want to see Balor with Anderson and Gallows as a trio? Do you want to see AJ with Anderson and Gallows as a trio? It's your decision. Let us know what you want to see in the comment section down below, and that is how we'll draft it. And here is our next match of the evening. It's going to be the return of a WCW Classic as Rey Mysterio Jr. takes on Eddie Guerrero. And here we go then. This is going to be a good one, this one, isn't it? You know it's going to be a good one. It always is when these two guys get in the ring together. Now, of course, still no Rey Mysterio for 2K18, of course. Unless he could be DLC, you never know. Might get lucky. He has been in talks with a lot of people so far. I did read the other day, apparently, that he was in talks with WWE to come back and bolster up the Cruiserweight division. However, talks broke down because Vince McMahon refused to deal with Conan, who is currently Rey Mysterio's agent. I don't know how much of that story is real, but it seems quite legit, I suppose, because Conan is notoriously not very easy to work with. So, I don't know, it's possible, you never know. And of course, he has also been in talks with Global Force Wrestling, but of course, with their split now from TNA again, TNA have gone back to Impact Wrestling. It's just Impact Wrestling is just a complete bloody mess from start to finish, really, that company. It's a shame because wrestling really seems to be going through a real tough period at the moment. Impact Wrestling is absolutely diabolical, getting worse and worse per week. WWE are struggling to sell out half the arenas now for their shows. But at least here you've got SWE to give you what you need. Look at the packed arenas, dodgy rings, covered in white stars. But we've already had some pretty good matches this evening and some pretty interesting matches. And we already know that the Legion of Doom are the first 2 names guaranteed for Mayhem on next game's universe mode. I nearly said year again there. I nearly said year again. And of course, next up after this match, we're going to have another championship match. It's going to be Sting defending his television championship against Jake the Snake Roberts and Chris Jericho. And the winner of that one will be the third name guaranteed to be on the roster for WWE 2K18. None of those guys are aligned with anyone, so literally that's all they'll get. And that's the interesting thing with the way that PJ Toby's Shabbymania goes on. Both Sasha Banks and Cherry Bomb are not aligned with anybody. And Matanza, Seth Rollins, and of course Stone Cold Steve Austin not aligned with anybody. So that means that by the end of tonight's show, he's going to have 5 names on his roster for 2K18 already. Whereas in some of the other brands, for example Octane, we have got the Young Bucks going for the Tag Team Championships. Should the Young Bucks win those belts, that also confirms the positions of Marty Scurll, Cody, and Kenny Omega as well. So all of a sudden, I end up with a lot more people on Octane to start off with, which is a good thing, because I get really strong people to start off with, but also a bit iffy because of missing out on some of the top draft picks. Because we did the draft the same way we did the last one, I think, where the brand with the lowest amount of people on pick next. I think that's the best way of doing it. Then we end up with the same amount of people on each brand then. So if I start off with 4 or 5 people more on my Octane brand than what PJ Toby does on this Mayhem brand, then PJ Toby's going to get the first few draft picks. Rey Mysterio, big right hand in the face of Eddie Guerrero. Like I said, this is a match, I want to say a Halloween Havoc 96. But I'm not sure if that's right. Let us have a look. Halloween Havoc 96? Well, that's the one that's not on there, so it's probably not, is it? Halloween Havoc 96. What was the card for 96? I think I picked the wrong year. Yeah, I picked the wrong year. I think 98's too late, isn't it? 98 was Eddie Guerrero versus Perry Saturn. That was 99. There's 98. No, it wasn't 98. It was 1997. Title versus mask. So Rey Mysterio Jr. put his mask on the line against Eddie Guerrero, who was the Cruiserweight champion at the time. It was a really, really, really top level match. It was really cool, actually. You ever get a chance to go back and watch that sort of stuff. Interesting card. Also contained Rowdy Roddy Piper versus Hulk Hogan in a steel cage. Randy Savage versus DDP in a death match. Lex Luger versus Scott Hall with Larry Zbyszko as the referee. Kurt Hennig versus Ric Flair for the United States Championship. Jacqueline versus Disco Inferno. Okay. Chris Jericho versus Jido. And Yuji Nagata versus Ultimo Dragon. Some pretty interesting matches on that, actually. It's quite impressive pay-per-view. Quite an impressive pay-per-view. So Guerrero fighting back with a boot in the face of Rey Mysterio. Went for the step of Enziguri. Mysterio avoided it and catches Eddie Guerrero right in the face of the boots. Now, springboard frog splash by Rey Mysterio. Tries to bring Eddie up, but Eddie catching Rey with a jawbreaker. You know, one thing that I have noticed as well, we've not seen a single... oh, nice DDT there by Rey. We've not seen Rey pull off a 619 once yet in this universe mode. Not once. Not once in 2K18 in general. 2K17 even. In general, have we seen Rey hit the 619. It's a very difficult move for the AI to lock in, I think, on this game. Rey with a boot right in the spine of Eddie Guerrero. Bringing Eddie back up to his feet. Rey now catching Eddie with the right hand, and what's Rey going to go for here? Oh, springboard moonsault to the outside by Rey Mysterio and Eddie Guerrero. Rey now bringing Eddie back up to his feet, but Eddie taking Rey down. Eddie front chancery catches Rey with the uppercut and a running head scissors takedown. Nice. Be nice if you could change who sat at ringside as well, really, wouldn't it? Be cool if I could like even. I don't know. I suppose it would only make sense having certain people. It's gonna be pretty cool seeing seeing Corey Graves, but you're not gonna see him in some arenas, are you? Because the announce tables are at the top of the ramp now, rather than actually by the ringside. So Ray and Eddie fight on the outside. Don't you count us out, people? Oh no! Don't do this. Don't get a double count out. Refs at 9. Ray, run, run, Ray, run. Oh my god. They leave it so bloody close. So close they leave it. Ray tripping... Eddie tripping Ray over. Catching him with the quesadora. I think that's... Is that called the case? I've been calling it a quesadora for ages. Is that called a quesadora? Part of me thinks I'm right and part of me thinks I made it up. I don't honestly know. Guerrero Frankensteiner on Rey Mysterio. Launches him halfway across the ring. Ray going for the... Eddie going for the pin even. 2. Only a 2 count. Eddie back on his feet. Eddie's back is really broad, isn't it? I wonder if he was on any muscle enhancing drugs at some point in his career. Who knows? Ray now getting caught with the heads and a big elbow right to the forehead as Eddie ran in there with a knee, I think, right to the side of the face of Ray. Ooh. So Eddie was going for a DDT there. Ray broke away. Ray, why are you taunting for? You've literally done nothing. You've been beaten up the last few minutes and literally you just an arm drag takedown. You should have been paying more attention. But then again, it's worked out okay for Ray, I suppose, at this point in time. Ray now stamping on that arm of Eddie Guerrero. Nope. He went for it. He went for it. Ray, though, he's up on the top, and Ray... Or was he mimicking Eddie here? Rey Mysterio Jr. mimicking Eddie Guerrero into the frog splash. Pin him. Don't kick him. There's the pin. 1, 2. Oh no, it's only a 2. It's only a freaking 2 count. Arm breaker again by Rey Mysterio, really working that arm over. Mysterio went for that springboard leg drop by the looks of it, but Ray completely avoided it, and Ray with a drop kick to the back of the head of... For Eddie with a... I'm getting confused now between Eddie and Ray. This always happens to me. I get to a certain point in the video where I can't get names right anymore. Only a 2 count. It's a shame that Ray can't hit the 619. It's all down to placement, he just can't seem to get the placement correct. Ray now then dragging Eddie into the middle of the ring. A boot right in the gut of Eddie. Don't forget then, we've got one more match left for you in this first video of SWE's Shabbymania Mayhem. We have got Sting defending his television championship against Jake the Snake Roberts and Chris Jericho. But that's not the end, that's only halfway through our content for today. So later on, when the next video is uploaded, it could be now actually, if you've been watching this a little bit further ahead. We have got Aleister Black versus Sami Callihan versus Michael Elgin. There's the big frog splash there by Eddie Guerrero. 1, 2, and 3, and Eddie Guerrero picks the victory. It might not have been a great night for the Radicalz in a whole, but Eddie Guerrero does get himself 15 lovely ranking points that he can now spend on improving his time in WWE 2K. What a terrible camera angle that is, eh? So yeah, in video number 2 we've got coming up for you later on today, we have got Aleister Black versus Sami Callihan versus Michael Elgin in a triple threat match. We have got Sasha Banks defending her women's championship against Cherry Bomb. We have got Davey Richards versus Eddie Edwards in that grudge match, of course. The American Wolves splitting as a tag team a few weeks back, and tonight is the first time we're going to see them fight off against each other. We have got the Mega Powers versus the new Mega Powers, because if you look at it that way, of course, the 2 of the bigger names of 80s and early 90s wrestling. Macho Man Randy Savage teaming with Hulk Hogan to take on 2 of the biggest names from the current day of wrestling, John Cena and Brock Lesnar in a tag team match. And then, of course, our main event of the evening, Matanza Cueto defending his Mayhem Championship against Seth Rollins. And of course Stone Cold Steve Austin, who won our opening match on this video here. So Eddie, great victory for him. He's just earned himself 15 lovely ranking points. Winning on the night of Shabbymania is indeed worth it for you. But of course we've still got one more big match, the main event of video number 1, if you want to call it that way, before we hit the intermission. Viva la raza! And here is our next match, then our final match of video number 1. We have got Sting defending his television championship against Jake Roberts and Chris Jericho. And here we go, straight into it. Nice, quick loading screen. Always the best way. I love a quick loading screen, me. That's nice. Daniel Bryan's just put on Twitter that his favourite wrestlers are AJ Styles, Cesaro, Minoru Suzuki, Negro Casas, Zack Sabre Jr. and Leo Rush. Well, you think if they're his favourite wrestlers, he'd give him a push, wouldn't you? There you go. So here comes Jake Roberts then. He is the first man to enter this one. Jake Roberts made his way into this match when he defeated Randy Savage, Ricky Steamboat and Lex Luger in a fatal 4-way ladder match, I believe it was, wasn't it? It was, yeah. Fatal 4-way ladder match to make his way here. And Jake Roberts has always had a big part in both myself and PJ Toby's hearts, considering he was the first imported talent that myself and PJ Toby saw at our first wrestling event all them years ago. We must have been like 9 maybe, 10, 11? Something like that. I've still got the VHS. Well, I say I've still got the VHSs. I sold all the VHSs to PJ Toby. He's got them all now. So he's got them all. So that's pretty cool. We've still got them all. I wonder if we can see it now. We probably can't. I was gonna say, I wonder if we can see ourselves in the crowd back then, but I don't. I think the VHSs. Oh no, I think we did buy the VHS for Snakes and Ladders. Because also on that card of Snakes and Ladders was Rockstar Spud. And he's in a ladder match, and that was brutal, that ladder match. He was really going for it, he was. I was watching the other day, actually. A bit funny, I don't know if he's watching, but I clicked onto one of Tony Wilson's videos. Who's one of our subscribers here, and he was doing a box opening for DVDs he brought from Southside Wrestling. And there was 3 or 4 DVDs in there, and I'm sitting myself thinking, I was at like 2 or 3 of those shows. So in all the DVDs that he's got, you can see me in the crowd somewhere. I'm not going to tell you where, like, but yeah, you know. I thought that was pretty cool when I saw that. I've got the same DVDs here, I think, actually, on my shelf as well. I've never actually watched the Southside DVD. I don't know why. I think I did. I think I watched one of the Combat Zone Wrestling ones because there was a really good triple threat match on there. Well, what was it now? I think it was El Ligero versus Tommy End or Alistair Black for anyone else. And I think it was Ricochet in that match as well. It was awesome. Was it Ricochet? I did see Ricochet live, yeah. Yeah, I think it might be Ricochet. It was awesome, man. It was absolutely incredible. It was a real good match, well, because I think it was a triple threat. It was a hardcore match. I think somebody got put through the announce table. I got hit by a bit of dustpan and brush. Somebody smashed a dustpan and brush over someone else's head. I can't remember who it was now. But I was right on the corner of the front row. And I got covered in shards of dustpan and brush. It was interesting. I remember one event me and Peter went to, and I can't remember who it was. Who was the imported talent now? I can't remember. I think it might have been Gargano, you know. It was Johnny Gargano. And he did a dive. Again, he was facing El Ligero. He did a dive through the middle ropes to the outside. And Ligero hadn't noticed that behind him a little girl had walked up behind him, and she got flattened. Absolutely flattened she did. There was Ribena everywhere. She spilled a Ribena. I don't understand who lets their kid just walk up to the action like that, though, to be honest with you, but there you go. But that was Gargano and Steen, I think, was at that show. Yeah, Johnny Gargano and Kevin Steen. As one of the very first videos I ever uploaded was a video of Johnny Gargano chopping a fan while being egged on by Kevin Steen. It's actually my highest viewed video, and it's on a different bloody YouTube account, and I can't switch it over. It's a pain in the backside, isn't it? So here is your television champion then, Sting. I'm still not keen on this championship belt, to be honest. I don't know why I've got it, to be honest, but there you go. Probably need to get rid of it. I mean, is this like the old WCW champion, television championship? I don't know, to be honest with you. So here we go then. The main event of video number 1, but of course we've still got another 5 matches coming for you later on today in video number 2. It should be uploaded pretty soon after this one, to be honest with you. If not straight after. I think I normally set them out about an hour apart, and chances are this video here is going to be over an hour anyway, so it shouldn't be too much of a problem. So Sting now taking Jericho up into a gorilla press, dropping him face first. And of course, triple threat matches take a little bit of time to get into them. Sting just brutally attacking Jake Roberts right in the face. And Jericho's a sort of one from a different age. I don't know how you look at it, really. Jake Roberts was probably more 80s. Sting was more 90s. Jericho more 2000s, maybe? I don't know. It could be like a across the ages style match. The crowd are chanting for Sting. It looks like Jake Roberts and Jericho almost working together now to take out Sting. Nice power slam there by Jericho. And now going after Jake Roberts. Big power bomb there by Jericho. Where did he get that from? There's the pin. 1. Only a 1 count. Remember, Sting does not have to be pinned here to lose his championship. It can happen without Sting being involved at all. Sting now dropping a boot right in the gut of Jericho. Sting grabbing Jericho, looking for the middle. I thought he might be looking for a Scorpion Deathlock then, but saw Jake Roberts come in and drop the leg just in time. Sending Jake Roberts face first into the turnbuckle now. Into a Russian leg sweep by Roberts though. Now Roberts trying to catch Jericho unawares. Now of course the winner of this match will join the Legion of Doom on Mayhem's roster for next year's game. I've said it again. It's technically next year's game, but we're at the end of that first year, and the beginning of the new year's coming up. I don't know. You know what I mean? Do you say that when you get to like Christmas? Do you talk about January as in next year? I suppose you do, don't you? You know what I mean anyway. I'm not quite sure who PJW would want. I'm assuming he probably wants Sting, to be honest with you, but like I said earlier on, Jake Roberts holds a place in both myself and PJW's heart with being our first import we ever saw. And Jericho is just top-class wrestler as well, isn't he? So it could go any way, I suppose, couldn't it? Roberts looking for that patented DDT, but Jericho caught him with that running drop kick. Now Jericho trying to take Sting out while Jake is grounded. Jericho, big chop. Sting dropping as Jericho looks to catch Jake unawares, but Jake saw it coming, sending Jericho into the turnbuckle. Jericho catching Jake with a boot in the face. Into a double axe handle. And with that part of the match now, we might see a victor at any point now, really, because people are spending more time on the outside. Jericho looking to roll Roberts over into the walls of Jericho. Dangerous situation here. Sting needs to come in and break this up if he doesn't want to lose his television championship. Almost got that wrong then. Jericho now trying to turn Sting over into the walls of Jericho as well, and Roberts leaving it a couple of seconds here, just letting the damage be done to Sting before breaking it up. Clever manoeuvre, I suppose, getting the initial bit of damage done, and knowing that he probably won't tap that quickly. Roberts now chasing Jericho into the corner. Roberts, can he take advantage of the situation that Jericho's given him here? Locking the walls of Jericho into Sting. Oh, big superplex there by Jake Roberts. Sting catching Roberts with the uppercut and playing possum and just clotheslines Jake Roberts the outside. I don't know if that's a wise thing or not, to be honest, because although it is no disqualifications, no countouts, you still can only win inside the ring. Another atomic drop. Sting bringing Roberts back up, and they need to get back in the ring, really, if they want any chance of winning. Big powerbomb there by Sting on Roberts on the outside. Jericho sending Jake back into the ring. Big boot right on the side of the head. Codebreaker by Jericho on the champion Sting. This could be his chance. Jake's down. 1, 2, and 3. Brand new television champion and your second man guaranteed to be on SWE Mayhem at the beginning of the next universe mode is Chris Jericho. Wow. Interesting. Very interesting. I wonder if that's what PJ Toby was hoping for. There it is, locking in the walls of Jericho twice. Locked it on Jake, then locked it on Sting. You see Jake here, very clever, allowing Jericho to lock it on Sting for a couple of seconds just to do some damage before breaking it up. And then Jericho, after taking Jake Roberts down, catching Sting with a code breaker. And we've got a brand new television champion here this evening. So there we go. 5 matches down. We know 3 people that will start 2K18's Universe Mode on the Mayhem brand. We have 2 sets of brand new champions. Of course, Legion of Doom, your new Mayhem Tag Team Champions. And Chris Jericho, your new television champion. We also know that Stone Cold Steve Austin will be added to our main event here this evening in video number 2, of course. Matanza Cueto versus Seth Rollins versus Stone Cold Steve Austin for the Mayhem Championship. And of course, we already have the Women's Championship in that second video for you as well, with Sasha Banks versus Cherry Bomb. So guys, that's the end of part number 1 of Shabbymania. Hit that like button to let me know you're enjoying it so far. And of course, hit that subscribe button so you don't miss any of the upcoming Shabbymania events. And of course, all the 2K18 footage that's coming up as well. I've been Shabby Gamer, thank you very much for watching. And I shall see you very, very, very soon for part 2 of Shabbymania Mayhem. Bye.
The one to do.